Just a few months after the release of the Redmi Note 2, Xiaomi's come out with its successor, the Redmi Note 3. So, is this phone any good? Is it worth your time and attention? Well, let's find out. But before we do, if this is your first time here, or in case you're bummed out, this is the Redmi Note 3 review and not the 3 Pro. I'll get the 3 Pro, give me down the Snapdragon variant, I will get it, I'll review it. Anyway, my name's Ash, this is C4E Tech, and you're watching my full review of the Redmi Note 3. Let's get started. As always, let's start with the built-in design. The Redmi Note 3 marks the first time Xiaomi's moved away from plastic for their budget Redmi series. The Note 3 has a unibody design, meaning this is also the first time we have a Redmi phone without a removable pack, replaceable battery or a micro SD slot. Anyway, let's now take a closer look at the build. To the front, on top, we have the earpiece, sensors, a 5-megapixel camera, a 5.5-inch display below that, and we have the familiar trio of capacitive keys at the bottom. These keys are backlit. To the back, we have a 13-megapixel rear camera, a dual-tone dual LED flash, and a fingerprint scanner. This fingerprint scanner, well, let's talk about it when we get to the software part of this video. So, moving on, to the bottom we have the Mi logo and a speaker. The power button and volume rockers can be found to the right. The micro USB port and primary microphone reside at the bottom. The dual SIM card tray sits to the left, and up top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, secondary noise cancelling microphone, and an IR blaster. If you've noticed, the design language still remains similar to the Redmi phones of the past. It's just that Xiaomi's gone with metal instead of plastic here. The Redmi Note 3 is a little shorter than its predecessor, but it's also 0.4mm thicker. This thickness is largely due to the presence of a 4000 mAh battery this time. It's a marvel that Xiaomi has managed to achieve an almost 33% boost in battery capacity without affecting the form factor or weight. Underneath the hood, the Redmi Note 3 still sports the same chip as its predecessor, the Helio X10. In fact, the cores here are clocked at 2 GHz instead of 2.2 as on the Note 2 Prime. The 32GB variant of the Note 3 does have an extra gig of RAM though. The Note 3 benchmarks quite decently, and with intense real-time usage scenarios like gaming, the Redmi Note 3 managed to hold its own even under the balanced mode. It also failed to exhibit any signs of overheating. The audio via the internal speaker was acceptable, the audio via the 3.5mm headphone jack was great, cellular reception and call quality were decent too. The Redmi Note 3, like the Redmi Note 2 before it, sports a 5.5-inch Full HD IPS LCD display. Full HD over 5.5 inches, that results in a pixel density of 401 pixels per inch. This display is sharp, the colors are rich, it's bright. Sadly, there's no mention of protection and the glass remains reflective. This leads to this display not being too legible outdoors. The Redmi Note 3 also sports a similar 13-megapixel rear camera with face detection autofocus. This time around, we do have a dual-tone dual LED flash. The user interface should be instantly recognizable to anyone who's used a Xiaomi phone or MIUI in the past. There's a lot of functionality built in, this camera is quick to focus and the shutter response is fast too. This is basically the same camera from the Redmi Note 2, so just like the pictures shot with the Redmi Note 2, the detail levels are average, noise levels low, no issues with exposure and white balance, and it's a little lacking when it comes to the dynamic range. The Note 3 can shoot 1080p videos, but the videos themselves were not too impressive. Average levels of detail, a little soft, again the dynamic range was found lacking. The 5-megapixel front-facing shooter is decent enough for the occasional selfie. Now with that, we get to the biggest weakness of the Redmi Note 2, battery life. The Note 3, unlike its predecessor, performs remarkably well here. On a looping video playback test, the Note 3 lasted almost 10 hours before running out of juice. With moderate to heavy usage that involves an hour of streaming video, Wi-Fi and 3G always on, push notifications for WhatsApp, mails, a better social networking, some casual gaming, the Note 3 gets me through a day with about 30 to 40% left in the tank. So it's been very good for me with regards to battery life, and I've used this phone as my primary for over a week, about 10 days if I recall correctly, so the battery life, stellar. On that note, let's now talk software. The Redmi Note 3 runs on Android 5.0.2 Lollipop with Xiaomi's custom MIUI 7 on top. All of Xiaomi's regular MIUI features are present here, the one-handed mode to ease single-handed usage, the theme store with an endless array of themes that you can even mix and match to get that unique look that you want for your phone. It's all present and accounted for. It's worth mentioning that everything from the notification bar to the dialer to even the boot animation and fonts can be changed with Xiaomi's theme engine. As always, I love the way the home screens are managed. The ease of bulk uninstalls deserves a mention too. The security app provides a lot of control over what's installed on your phone and how these apps act. In short, MIUI 7 is feature-packed, and for the most part, these are useful features like the ones I've mentioned rather than being gimmicks present for the sake of marketing. That said, MIUI is quite a heavy skin and you're not gonna find anything remotely resembling stock Android here. Not even signs of material design. But generally, MIUI 7 runs well if the hardware underneath is good, and Helio X10 is a solid chip that delivers great performance. For the most part, MIUI 7 on the Redmi Note 3 is a pleasure to use. Apps open up quick with little to no lag, and if you noticed, I said for the most part, because there is one major con with the software here, and that's with regards to the fingerprint sensor. The fingerprint scanner works well for the most part, again, most part, and lets you wake your Note 3 from sleep just like the Nexus phones. But those few times, let's say about 20% of the times, when it fails to read your fingerprint, the Note 3 starts to act up. It gets unresponsive, doesn't let you enter a pattern, it kind of freezes on you. The only fix here is to wait. It takes about 30 seconds and everything's back to normal. It's very annoying, and hopefully Xiaomi can fix it with a future update, and Xiaomi are generally very good with regards to fixing bugs, so I have high hopes that they'd fix this sooner rather than later. With that, let's talk price. The Redmi Note 3 is officially priced at about $190 for the 32 gig variant with 3 gigs of RAM. Without expandable storage and lacking a gig of RAM, the 16 gig variant, though $50 cheaper, doesn't make much sense. Anyway, at this price, the Note 3 is a great deal. Even if Xiaomi doesn't sell it in your country, the Note 3 makes a great buy after including reseller markups. But the question you'd most probably be asking yourself is if you should get the Redmi Note 3 over the Redmi Note 2, because the Note 2 does bring with it support for microSD and a removable battery. It does lack a gig of RAM, but the Prime version is available about $50 cheaper with a higher clocked X10 chip. Well, the Redmi Note 3 does offer a fingerprint scanner. I don't really care for that because of the software issues. Metal, again, we lost microSD for Metal, so don't really care much for that either. The extra gig of RAM, that's something I might care about, but then again, it's the 4000 milliampere battery that sold me on this phone. Now, that's the main reason you should consider the Redmi Note 3 over the Note 2. If you already have the Note 2, it's fine, you don't need to upgrade just yet. But if you are choosing between the Note 2 and the Note 3, you need to go with the Note 3. Because like I said, the battery life was the one major flaw with the Note 2, and Xiaomi's done well to address it here. So if you do want to pick a Note 3 up, it should be available in India soon, the Note 3 Pro with Snapdragon 650. But as of now, you can pick one up from merrymobiles.com. I'll leave a direct link in the description below. I've been working with them for a few years now and they're great to deal with. So go ahead, get it from them, and I guess that's it for this review. If you liked the video, if you found it useful, give this video a thumbs up, thumbs down in case you didn't like it. And if you have any constructive criticism to offer, hit the comment section below. And for more videos like this, hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. So if you do have any video requests for me, hit me up on Twitter at C4eTech. So I've mentioned comments, like, dislike, subscribe, Twitter, and I guess I'm done plugging stuff. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4eTech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.